Hello, my name's Gary Schotten, and I'm here with you again. Hopefully this is beneficial. A part of my personality is to scan newspapers for interesting articles, and I noticed kind of a headline here not too many months ago. Since his name is in the newspaper, I'll use it openly, Ricky Jackson. And it seems that Ricky Jackson had been incarcerated for 40 years for a crime that he did not do. Think about it, 40 years. I'm guessing he was 20 when he got incarcerated, and he's 60 now. 40 years. But you know, as sad as that was, and I don't know what all the repercussions were, I certainly don't understand the situation, and I'm sure that DNA testing helped free him, but that brings to point, the truth will always come out. Sometimes it's when we're alive, sometimes even after we're dead, but if it's of any significance, if it's any importance, never ever forget that the truth will come out. That's a guiding factor. That's like a litmus test. That's a guide for life. Nothing I'm doing, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be afraid. I'm not walking on eggshells. I'm not afraid to have fun and do things. But whatever I'm doing, I know the truth will always come out. Never a secret. Now, we can talk about honesty and integrity. Man, if we're going to deal with life, we have to maintain a life of honesty and integrity and knowing that the truth will always come out. Now, read me clear. I'm not saying we're leading a life of perfection. I've never said that. I make a lot of mistakes, and those lot of mistakes I have to correct. But in the mistakes, I still can bear that the truth will always come out. And I will operate a life that's truthful. That's my desire. And some people will make comments and make attitudes that, hey, you know, this is going to happen. No one will know. Why should they know? Why should I tell anybody? I mean, take these parts. We're making parts here. If I have a part that's not made to dimension, I'm responsible to identify that, separate that part or that dimension, and report it through the proper channels to make sure that that's acceptable. Whether we have to have a variance from the customer or whether we actually throw that in the trash because that dimension was not correct. We have certain material requirements. If we buy the wrong material and it doesn't have the right hardness or the right chemical makeup, we can make an entire batch of parts that could be several $1,000s worth of parts sitting on a pallet, and the only thing we can do is throw it in the scrap bin and get 4 cents a pound. Instead of like $8,000 or $10,000, I get 4 cents a pound, maybe 50 bucks. The truth will always come out. I have to have, my customers have to trust me. They have to know that I'm full of honesty and integrity. I would never, ever knowingly send them a part that's not meeting their specifications. They know that. Now, I was at church. I enjoy my church. And there was a video testimony, and this is what happened. This young man told the story of him being in high school and how hard driving his dad was. Tolerance for nothing. Was strict with the belt. If he messed up any so little bit, he was punished hard. A stiff hand, a hard driving man. I've seen that kind of man. And I'm not favoring it, I'm just saying I've seen it. No tolerance for anything but perfection. But you know, this young man told on a video how devastating it was after he got out of high school and got out of home and away from home, and something happened, and he realized through his mom primarily that his dad had been living a double standard. He had women on the side. He had illicit business dealings going. He had things that were so contrary to go to church every Sunday and walk this tough, stiff line that had just devastated this young man. And only by the grace of God, with the Holy Spirit dealing with him and with people counseling and a process of time, was he be able to come back and even accept the fact that God was alive and had a plan for his life. Now, how can we apply it on a day-to-day basis? Well, here's a short list of don'ts. Don't tell your secretary that you're not in the office if you're in the office. That's not the truth. I've had times when I say, wait, could you wait just a minute till I'm outside the door? And then if you want to tell them I'm not in the office, that's the truth. But don't ask your secretary to lie for you. Don't cover up a mistake on an invoice or accept money that's not yours. You know, that's just not going to be cool. It's probably going to come up anyway sometime, but it's just an attitude. If the mistake was wrong either way, I would bring that to the customer's attention and ask to be corrected. And it could be more money, could be less. Same thing with my vendors. I wouldn't overbill. I wouldn't underpay my vendors. I think that's a standard that we need to have. And then we have a standards, like I say, in machining and materials. Why I would never intentionally send a part to a customer that's not as expected, not per print. That's not going to be something we do. Now on the that would be the don'ts. And on the do's, be quick to acknowledge your mistake. Hey, I want you to know. Call them right up. Let them know right away. Don't let them find out. Say, that I sent you an invoice yesterday. I'm so apologetic. I just discovered that I sent you an invoice in error. I overcharged you $500. Call them right up or send them a corrective invoice right away. Acknowledge it. Pay taxes. Oh my goodness. Is that ever a sore subject? I'm an advocate that if God's going to bless you, you're going to have to define and understand the tax laws so that you can arrange your business affairs in the least taxable manner allowed by law, but then when you determine that figure, you're obligated to pay that tax. There's some countries I don't have the answer when the tax is so messed up, when they expect you to lie and cheat. I don't know the exact answer, but where I live and where I'm at, I'm going to take care of my taxes. I'm going to pay my vendors timely. I'm going to make sure they're happy with my service. And I'm going to do things around the workplace where I'm going to make a safe environment. I'm going to have inspections, making sure we're working in a safe environment. I want this to be a great place to work. I want to be an honor to God. I want to hear, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Gary, that I've called you to accomplish, you have accomplished in your lifetime. I'm working at it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not fretting over it. I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm just trying to set my lifestyle that's consistent with those standards. The truth will always come out.